I tell all my clients, do not, put any major purchases on credit until you have the keys in your hand, right? Because the lender can pull your credit up to the day before closing.
That is
And
correct. You have to have occupancy first.
exactly. Once you've got occupancy, yeah, go out, buy that new car, go out, finance all that furnishing if you want. I mean,
You can afford it and it won't cost
I'm
you
not
your
saying
house
it's a good
back.
financial decision, but it's not going to,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So, but yes, it's a real problem, and you can lose your deposit, and you could potentially even be sued if they have to sell the property for less than what you agreed to purchase it for.
And
If
they
you
sue you for the difference. You're on
they
the
will
hook
sue
for the
you for the
difference,
difference, 100% plus
even though it was
cost.
beyond your control too.
Yep. Well, I mean, I guess when you're buying pre-construction, it's a real risk because you're gambling on what the market's going to be a year or 2 years in the future, right? And as we were discussing in the last video, it's like, or on the flip side, they could come back and say, "Oh, we want another 200 grand because the market's gone up and we're not able to finish it because of higher costs or whatever." So it doesn't seem fair to me. I don't think I would buy
Right. And with the market gone
pre-construction.
down and houses of less value, you're
Yeah.
not getting money back because it's costing even more to build a pre-construction than it is on the resale market to buy.
100% of the risk is being placed on the buyer. It just doesn't make sense to me
Risk,
why.
that's right. Responsibility, the legal implications, it is surreal. I hope
Yeah.
to see some changes. It's going to take some changes in the industry. We haven't gotten it yet. There have been some progress, slow progress, more so in the case of condo buildings and stuff and the deposits and things. But when it comes to your houses, again, it's a different story. But even in condos, there have been issues with pre-construction condos as well, right? When the glass falling in and then
Yeah.
you know,
Well, you hear
balconies
all
falling
these
off.
lawsuits against the builders by the condo boards and so
Yeah,
forth, and it's like
yeah.
I can't even imagine the expense of like once you're in court, like the costs are astronomical, right?
And who
Like,
pays for that in the end, right? Still, the buyer's good. It's still going to be passed down somehow.
well, yeah, I mean, yeah, unless the builder goes bankrupt, well,
Then you still lose,
yeah, exactly. So it's like,
right?
the builder is going to, if it's not profitable, the builder will cease to
Yeah,
exist, right?
yeah.
So it's, I mean, I think that's why it's so important that people understand the risks that they're taking before they take them.
That's
Unfortunately, so many consumers are just ill-informed, and
yeah.
it's like they had a friend or someone that bought pre-construction and everything worked great, so they're like, okay, well, I'm going to do that as well. And like, yes, I'm sure it's nice having a shiny new apartment or house, but is it worth? And I mean, why can't you just buy a property that was built 2 years ago or 5 years ago or whatever, right? Like, it's still a pretty new property, but
You still got to
it's
carry on warranty on
available.
it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about because I mean, 2 years is a long time. Like, what happens if you lose your job? Um, you know,
There's,
it's
there's so many things in it, and I think we certainly got a takeaway of, we're not wanting to scare anybody out of any market. We're not encouraging them to go in a market to buy if they're not ready. You and I do neither of those two things. We are here to be the eyes and ears of our clients and to give the wisdom and experience that we've gleaned day to day in our business. Um, when people are going to a builder many times as well, the builder, they're not coming to you as a lender because some builders have their own financing person right there in the building. They don't come to me as a real estate agent because they got the agent's rep in there. Please understand, people, I can't make it clear enough. That lender represents the builder, not you. Their sales agent represents the builder, not you. Bring your own agent. Do your own mortgage financing. Do not be duped into things without your own representation. And as a buyer, the builders are paying those fees anyway. The lenders are paying those fees anyway. As a buyer, you are not paying any fees, but you will save yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of headache. There are pre-construction projects I've said to people, personally, if it were me, I wouldn't be buying that because. And I will tell them that. And then other times I will say, well, here's the situation that's here, so you're on your own on this one. I had a client that a builder wouldn't work with the agent, and he said to me, what's it going to cost me? I will pay you on the side to represent me, because they understood the importance of having that representation.
wow.
And we worked through the contract with them. And yes, there's a cost. But like, we don't we want you to understand your risk, weigh your risk. Buying a home is exciting. It is still one of the best investments you'll ever make, and we're going to cover that very thing in the next video. But it is still one of the very best investments you can make. And there are times buying pre-construction is an excellent idea, and there are times buying a resale. Let's assess your risk factors. Let me assess what I know on my side. Let Rick assess what he knows on his side. And together we put all of that information together, and we'll come back to you with our best recommendations. We can't tell you what to do. We give you our recommendations. You make the decisions. You weigh them out. You consider the risk. And now we're going to go forward with you depending on where you're at. On that note, this is Sharon Loduca, working hard to bring you home.
Rick Honeyford. Thanks, guys.